Week 16 in the NFL football season. We got 3 weeks, 3 games to go. Lions versus Carolina, Lions versus Chicago, Lions versus Green Bay Packers. Let's keep taking it one game at a time like we've been doing the last 2 months. You keep taking it one game at a time. We can't overlook anybody. We can't make any of these games a trap game. We started the season 1-6. We got to 500 last week, 7-7. Now let's get to 8-7. Let's keep the season rolling. Let's keep it alive. That's what the main mission's got to be. Like Kelvin Shepard tweeted last week, the linebacker coach, the Lions have no reason to be overlooking anybody, and the Lions have no reason to be looking ahead. We have to keep taking it one game at a time. And if you keep taking it one game at a time and you keep playing the way that you've been playing the last 2 months, there's no reason you shouldn't win these last 3 games. But let's keep taking it one game at a time. And right now we got the Carolina Panthers in Carolina, who is unfortunately still battling for the NFC South Division Championship, man. The Bucks lead it with 6-8. They're a game behind the Bucks, and they got to play the Bucks at the last game of the season. I think it's a shame that any of these teams can get into the playoffs. It should be like the NBA format, but that's a different topic for a different video at a different time right now. We got to go into Carolina. The temperatures are supposed to be freezing. It's supposed to be a high of 31. They're saying it's going to be the coldest game in Carolina Stadium, Bank of America Stadium history, and half the NFL is playing in freezing games, so there's no excuses. The Lions got to go into Carolina against a very inconsistent team and play them tough. If we keep playing the way we've been playing, there's no reason the Lions shouldn't come out on top. One Pride, what's going on? It's your boy, T. Back at it again with another episode of Talking with T. Let's get into it. Let's get after it, man. On this channel, we talk about Detroit sports and we chase down the best version of ourselves. If that interests you, do me a favor and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It really helps this channel grow and get in the algorithm. And I really appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to rock with me, T. So let's dive right into this Detroit Lions versus Carolina Panthers preview, Week 16, playoff hopes, playoff implications for both teams on both sides. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be cold temperatures, and this is December football. This is what Lions fans have been wanting. This is what we've been wanting forever, man. The last 5 years of Lions football has been, now it's starting to trend upwards. We got young players, young talent, and it's encouraging to see them getting better and better and better every week. The Lions are in an upward trajectory finally. So let's get into this preview against the Carolina Panthers. What are the Carolina Panthers? I can't really tell you what the Carolina Panthers are. They're very inconsistent. 2 weeks ago or a couple weeks ago, they went to Seattle and beat the beat the Seahawks on the road. Then last week they come home and they lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who the Pittsburgh Steelers are hard to predict too. But the Pittsburgh Steelers were able to run all over the Carolina Panthers. And that's where I think the Lions have a opportunity to run the ball against the Carolina Panthers. The last few weeks, the run game hasn't really gotten going for the Detroit Lions. Swift hasn't really gotten going. Jamal Williams hasn't really gotten going. Justin Jackson hasn't really gotten going. Tomorrow, I think on Christmas Eve, the Lions have a real good opportunity to get that run game going. The Lions have a better offensive line than the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Najee Harris was able to run all over the Carolina Panthers last week. I know it's Najee Harris, but we have DeAndre Swift, who's just as good, if not better, than Najee Harris. Najee Harris may be better than, it's all opinionated, it's all biased. I think DeAndre Swift is one of the best backs in the league when he's healthy and when he starts getting a rhythm, when he starts getting the ball. I think if we run the ball tomorrow, it's a recipe for success. Passing the ball, they got J.C. Horn, a second or third year player. He's been playing really good. He's on that level with Sauce Gardner like last week, but they don't play as much man as much as the New York Giants. They play a lot of zone. They got Brian Burns, who Lions fans should know all about that. When Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn were drafting, we wanted to draft Brian Burns because Brian Burns is a hell of a defensive end out of Florida State. He's been tearing it up. And earlier in the year when Carolina was trading everybody away, a lot of Lions fans wanted us to inquire about Brian Burns, to add him with Aiden Hutchinson on that defensive line, but the defensive line has been playing really good lately. Hutchinson, James Houston, Romeo Okwara. Hopefully we get Julian Okwara back. And then you got Charles Harris hopefully coming back if we get him off IR. This is really encouraging. The Lions defense needs to keep stepping up, and we got to stuff their run. That's what the Carolina Panthers want to do. They want to run the football. They got Deontay Foreman, who's a big bruiser of a back, big, physical. You shut him down like you did last week against Zonovan Knight and Michael Carter, and they also got Chuba Hubbard. Their offense isn't nothing to be scared of. Their offense is just like the New York Jets offense, but it is Sam Darnold. We all know the history of Sam Darnold. His first career game in the NFL, he came to Detroit on Monday Night Football, threw a pick six, and then he tore us up. We can't let that happen this week. The Lions just got to keep playing the way they've been playing, mistake-free football, limit the penalties. That's something the Lions need to start doing. Limit the penalties. We had too many BS penalties last week that could have came back and haunted us. We got to stop doing that. We got to get back to playing mistake-free football. And if you do that, that's a recipe for success, and we keep this season rolling, man. If you keep playing the way we've been playing the last 2 months, there's no reason we shouldn't beat Carolina. There's no reason we shouldn't beat Chicago, and there's no reason we shouldn't beat Green Bay. But time will tell, and I'm very confident the Lions are going to go into Carolina tomorrow and win and be 8-7 and have a huge opportunity to move into the final wild card spot, because the Washington Commanders got to go to the 49ers, and Seattle's going into Kansas City, who's Kansas City is still playing for the #1 seed in the West, or in the AFC, and the 49ers are still playing for seeding. So it's a big game. Big games all around the NFL. It's in freezing temperatures. This is December football. This is what fans ask for. This is what we've been asking for the last 5 years, for the Lions to keep playing late into December, playing late into the early January, playing into the playoffs, man. We got to keep this playoff hope alive. Let's keep this playoff run alive. Let's move on to 8-7 and move on to the Chicago Bears. One game at a time. It's your boy T signing out. One Pride. Let's get this done.